think there is this buzzing sound.
Excuse me?
I can hear some buzzing sound. It's kind of sound like the.
Yes, it's probably the it is background noise, but let me see if I can try to. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my microphone on mute until we begin. We're just gonna wait on a couple more students and then we'll begin, Kenneth. All right?
All right.
Thank you. Hi,
Hi there.
so we're going to be waiting on a couple more minutes just so that a couple more students come in. Just so that, let's see, could you confirm that you can see my screen, David?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
There seems to be a humming noise in the background.
Yeah, that's what Kenneth was also mentioning. I think it might as well be my own microphone, but I'm gonna try to keep it. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it for a second. Okay. I think it might be less of an issue right now. That's what. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to be beginning right now. And I'm sorry for the background noise. I think there's some problem with static as well, so hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Please just let me know if at some point it's either getting too loud or you cannot see the presentation correctly, because it also might as well be something with the internet, which is weird. Normally it doesn't have. I don't have these issues, but let's see, let's begin. So welcome to CIU's Graduate Orientation Program. My name is Andrea Varela, and I'm actually your Student Success Advocate. And basically this orientation will allow you to just get an idea of what you need to know of our platforms and the overall, just how to manage the new platforms in order to be successful on your first day and your first week of the program. I believe that Tom is on the master's program, and then both Kenneth and David, you both are on the DBA. So we're going to be looking at both of the first classes you're taking. But it's basically the same layout as well, so you won't have too much of an issue. So now this sort of virtual dynamic is once again to get you just familiarized with what CIU is about and what you're going to be looking at and experiencing through the first week, through the first day. Now the basics really on this is obviously starting off with the technological requirements. This is basic stuff. We do get some students that believe that they can finish or pursue these programs. Oh, we have one student coming in. I'm going to admit Denise. Great. Okay, so I'm actually Denise. Okay, good. Denise, if you can please confirm that you are looking at my screen.
I am.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna be moving into the technological requirements. So basically, some students we get and they want to pursue their programs with this idea of, oh, I can do my program through my phone, but that is not possible. You do need a laptop and a reliable internet connection. And with this also comes hand in hand to our institutional email policy, which with the laptop, we really do require it, because the institutional email is one of our main sources of how we communicate. And sometimes we either send out, PDF documents, as well as the instructors send out PDF documents or even complete books. And it's normally just required for you to have access to a laptop and something that is comfortable for you to use, and also to create your documents. It has to do with, we have another student coming in, I believe. Let's see. Sorry for those interruptions. There you go. Okay. Okay. And the institutional email policy, once you've gotten your credentials, you're actually going to get three different sets of credentials. One will be to your institutional email. One will be to your Learn Center, which we're going to be talking about, and the third one will be to your student portal. So these are the three main platforms that we use in CIU. And the institutional email is very, very important, because that's the only way you're going to be contacting your instructors, and also a lot of the notifications that you get either the administrative or our. If you come in, please go ahead and mute yourselves on the camera, because there's a lot of echo. Let's see.
Ma'am, can you see me, ma'am?
No, Tom, are you asking me?
Yeah, yes, Tom Eshudas.
No, I can't see you, but I'm going to mute you just to continue the presentation, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Let's move forward. Okay. So now the institutional email, as I was saying, it's the main form of communication within basically all of our departments and yourself, as well as you're going to get a lot of benefits from it. So you're going to be able to access your premium Grammarly account through the institutional email. We'll be sending out an invitation, a direct invitation for you to activate. So with the link, you'll basically just have to sign in. And you'll be able to download Grammarly for Word, for your browser, as well as some other applications, which is very, very useful. If you don't know what Grammarly is about, Grammarly is just an app that helps you just build a better knowledge around professional grammar and professional communication. It will help you a lot, and it's very, very useful, as well as obviously your documents and the things that you might as well be working with for your classroom. Also, one of the other benefits is that if you don't have Word, Excel, Microsoft Teams on your computer, you'll actually get access to downloading the 365 package of those applications through your institutional email. And we also have a CIU YouTube channel. So if you're wondering how exactly you can do that, on the email that I'm going to be sending out once we finish the presentation, I'm going to be sending a bunch of links to all of the useful information, the additional useful information, and one of them is actually on the tutorials. So we have a lot of tutorials on our YouTube channel, including this type of information. So how to set up your institutional email. Also, if you have a personal email and don't want to use the second one, you can actually go ahead and set it up so that everything gets forwarded to your personal email. So that's not a problem. We're really flexible. It's just very important that you activate your institutional email anyway. So now let's move forward. And then one of the main platforms, as I was talking about, that you're going to be using is a student portal. This is really the minor one, because the main one, the one that you're going to be using 90% of your time whilst you're in CIU, is your Learn Center, so your actual course room. But the student portal will provide you access to your grades, account information, payment information, as well as you're requesting your student ID card, so you can do that with the student portal. And then next up, we have the main one, which is the Learn Center. Now, the Learn Center is basically your course room, and you'll also get direct access through the Learn Center to certain different tools that we have access to. So it's tutor.com, we have our online library, and just information resource network, which is basically a lot of academic documentation.
Sorry, Andrea.
Yes, sorry.
Sorry, Andrea, I have to stop you because I couldn't see anything from the start. I'm just seeing the blank screen.
Okay, let me. Okay, let me go ahead. I'm gonna unshare and share my screen once again to see if you guys can see. Is there anyone else not being able to look at my screen?
I can see it now.
Okay.
I can see it now. I couldn't see it before.
Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, let me go ahead and share. Okay. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
completely
see.
white. There's
Completely
nothing on
white.
it.
Now it's white.
Yes. Yes, completely white.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. So.
Okay, now we see the slides.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this because once I click on percent, it's not showing. So I'm just gonna leave it like this so you guys can see the slides. I'm sorry about that. So now the Learn Center, as I was saying before, you'll get access to different tools. So it's tutor.com, which is basically a tutoring service for you, available 24/7. You're going to be having a direct login tutor.com through the Learn Center, and you're going to be able to talk with the tutors available, like I said, 24/7. So if you want to check a paper and maybe either the instructor or one of your success advocates is not available, you can go ahead and use tutor.com, and it's very, very useful. Normally for the master's and DBA students, it's something that it's very popular for sure. Now the Learn Center, we're going to be looking at that on the additional part of the tutorial, because I'm actually going to go in to the Learn Center and show you around where to find all of these resources. Third, we have the Turnitin Sandbox, which is our plagiarism checker, and basically you get it's a platform where you'll upload your documents before actually handing them in through the Learn Center, and you can see the percentage of original work through the Turnitin Sandbox, which is very, very important, because at your graduate levels, you cannot exceed the 15% plagiarism percentage. If not, you can get either a bad consequence out of it, or just your teacher letting you know that they cannot accept your work. Now, the student email direct login you will also find through the Learn Center. So I'm going to be showing you around, and you'll see that on the top bar of the Learn Center, you're actually going to be getting also a direct login to your email, and then the access to your courses can be found on the Learn Center as well. So now for the master's program, you're going to be coursing first NGT 517, organizational development, and for the DBA students, you're going to be coursing GRC 600, which is the doctoral academic study and writing. Now, for all of our courses, no matter which program you are, there's certain things that all share, and it's that they're asynchronous, meaning that we do have weekly due dates. So those would be Wednesdays and Sundays by 11:59 p.m. PST. But if you choose to go ahead and work on it on Mondays and turn everything in for the week, there's no problem with you doing that. So you do have to respect the due dates, but there's no problem if you work beforehand on your courses as well as just the weekly work. Now, something very important for all of the courses is that you need to go in and start through the syllabus, because you're going to get the overview of the course through the syllabus, as well as just the exposure to the instructor's contact information, as well as some other details that you might as well want to take notice of. Now, all of our courses are, it's really, the terms are 6 weeks, and they're pretty much, one following the other. So you end up a term and then you start the other one. Sometimes we do have term breaks, such as right now for spring break. We do have a week, and then we start at April 5th, but normally it's just back-to-back terms, okay, in courses. Now let's go into the McGraw-Hill additional platforms. And basically for all of our programs, we do, if you could please mute your microphones, please, thank you. For the McGraw-Hill additional platforms, basically basically on each of your different programs, you're going to be getting access to additional platforms where you'll also be required to upload different assignments. And most of the feedback that we've gotten from our students is actually that these really, really do help and complete their educational experience. These are really nice to work with because they're very easy, and they'll give you a automatic grade for your assignments. So it's really, really nice. Depending on your program, you will be having either work with SimNet or Connect for the graduate programs. Now let's jump into the actual tutorial of how to get to your Learn Center. I'm gonna go ahead and I see, let me see, let me open up. Good. So this is the main site of CIU, and to access your Learn Center, you're going to see here on the tab bar under Students, you're going to see the Learn Center and the Student Portal. So you'll basically go ahead and click on the Learn Center, and once you've gotten your credentials, which should be out this coming week, they'll be sent out to you. And as I said, you're going to be receiving 3 sets of credentials for the Learn Center, the Student Portal, and your email. And basically, you're going to go ahead and log in, and you'll see this layout. So you're going to get a top bar here and a sidebar here. And also, if you're coursing with us, from a different time zone, it's very important that you always go ahead and see the current time at CIU, because our deadlines will fall under the California PM or PST time zone. So let's see. On the top bar, you're going to get access to your courses, your student email direct login, as I was saying before, the student portal, the student resource center, which we're going to be looking at in a little bit, and the online library. On your sidebar, you'll get actually direct access to your courses as well. For this tutorial, we're going to be looking at GRC 600, which is the master's first, the DBA's first course, sorry, and our layout and how it's going to be looking basically from week to week. We're just going to be looking at what 1 week's content, because it's pretty much the same layout for all the other weeks. This normally we like to break it down and see with the students, because most of the questions that we get is not so much of the content, but how to upload, how to post our discussion questions, and sort of how to access the platform. So I'm actually going to start with week 1. Actually, I'm going to show you where to find the syllabus, because that's also one of the main questions that we get. And basically, you just need to start here. On the Start Here folder, you're going to get the course description, the course syllabus, the course overview, and then everything that we were talking about before, which is the instructor's contact information, the office hours, and basically your instructors will be sharing with you their institutional email and their phone, as well as office hours. So basically the times available that they take calls or texting from the students if they need help. Also, right here, you're gonna see your green puzzle pieces, which these are always either a textbook or one of our additional platforms, so SIPNet or Connect. They're normally symbolized with the green puzzle piece, so it's always good to know beforehand. And then you'll also get either the course announcements and the Q&A forums on the Start Here folder. So if you get a notification, so up here on the little bell on the side of your name, you're going to get notifications of any course announcements or anything that the teacher wants to go ahead and share with you. It will redirect you to the course announcements, and it'll just show in list form. Now let's go to week 1. And basically for each of the weeks, you're going to get around the same thing. So you're going to get the course overview, a set of instructions, and then your checklist of papers, assignments, or discussion posts that you need to finish off for that week. And as I said, you're going to get also your due dates. Though for week 1, it's the only week that you're going to get an additional due date, which is that Monday that you're starting off, so April 5th, and you're going to be starting with your introduce yourself. So that's the first thing that you need to go ahead and submit. And then basically for all of the weeks, and that's it. You're going to get only 2 sets of due dates, which are Wednesdays and Sundays. If you want to work beforehand, well, that's a thing that you can decide, and there's not going to be an issue. You're going to be well off by everything correct. Yes.
So it's saying that either that Monday or that Wednesday we could turn in our assignments, either one of those days.
No, you're gonna have a particular set. So for example, your discussion forums normally are due Wednesdays, and then your assignments are due Sundays. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You can always, and you can always go ahead and work on everything beforehand. So if you want to leave everything done by Monday, it's fine.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So now you'll see the checklist. which is really a tool for you guys so that once you are done with something, you can actually check it off. But then below, you'll actually see the links to the activities. So it's very important to note that, because some students get confused and they're like, okay, but where can I actually access my activities? So you'll just need to scroll down and actually get the activities and links to the activities. So I'm going to show you how this different types of posts look like. So for the introduce yourself and the discussion questions or discussion forums, it's basically the same as a text post kind of thing. It very sort of, it's actually very similar to a Facebook sort of platform. So you'll see that the introduce yourself, you'll just have to add a new discussion and click on that, add your subject and type in your post. We normally advise the students to work on their text posts in a separate piece of paper or a separate Word document, just so that you can also go ahead and check your word count on the Word document. And because these platforms are normally refreshing themselves consistently, you don't want to go ahead and maybe, you stand up and get some coffee and then you come back and then you have your empty text post. These refresh themselves. So if you don't post it before a certain amount of time, you'll actually lose your work. So please take my advice on this, because it's happened to me before as well, and it's very, very frustrating to have worked on something and then you realize you lost it. So go ahead and work on a separate Word document, and then you can also keep a record of what you've posted and what you've not throughout your week. That's very useful. And then basically you'll only have to submit it on here and click submit. Once you click submit, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a check-in for you guys to see how it looks. Basically, you'll see this. You'll see your name and the link to your actual post. So when you open it, you'll see what you wrote. Okay. Now let's go back to week 1, and I'm going to be showing you, it's the same for the discussion questions, and you'll get your instructions, what you need to do for that particular text post, add a new discussion, and just type in whatever you need to finish off for, in order to get the grade. Now let's go back. Now the one that normally students sort of get confused with is the assignments, the weekly assignments. And this is because normally for the weekly assignments, you're gonna actually have to be uploading a different document. So you're gonna be having to work on a separate document, saving it with a set name that the teachers give you, and actually upload it into the platform. Now for week 1, you'll actually see that the assignment here, you won't have to submit a document. You'll just have to submit a text post. So this is how it looks when you only have a text post. But I'm going to go ahead and click on week 2 so that you guys see how it looks when you submit an assignment through just an additional document. So you're gonna get a couple of things. You're gonna get the instructions on the top, as we saw. Normally for these additional assignments, you're gonna get a document. So you'll see, please click here to see the instructions for week 2's assignment. So you're gonna have to click on that, and then a document will open up. And then for this, you'll see a grading summary up above, and you'll see your submission status. So once you've actually submitted your document, you're going to see this change. You're going to see it on green, and it'll say, and just like it says right here, it'll say submitted for grading. You're also going to get access to this sort of rubric. And basically, once the teacher has, done your grading, you'll see one of these columns highlighted. To see where you did good, where you did a little less good. And then you're also going to be getting different comments on the Word document itself by your teacher. Now, how to submit the document. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the submission that was prior uploaded. Let's see. Edit. Okay, it's not letting me. Let's see, let's go into week 4. It's the same, as you see for each of the weeks, it's the same sort of layout, but I want to show you how it looks to submit an assignment. So from the start. So this is basically the same. So you're going to get all of your set of instructions and whatnot, and then you'll see submission status. So you're going to go ahead and scroll down all the way to the bottom, and there's a button here that says add submission. So you're going to go ahead and click on that, and it'll actually open up something like this. So you have two different options, either the text post or the document, but normally for the weekly assignments, the teachers will actually ask you to submit a document. So the only thing that you need to do is either click on the blue arrow and you will get this sort of menu. So it will say upload a file, choose file, and then your files will open up. I'm just going to go ahead and upload a random document so that you guys can see how it looks. So I'll choose that for upload. You can always go ahead and type in a personalized name on Save As, and then upload this file. Once you've uploaded the file, you're actually going to see the file right here, but you're not done with this step. And this is something I can't stress enough, because as well, a lot of students believe that they're done once they see their document here. You need to scroll down and save the changes. If you don't save the changes, you're gonna lose your work. So please go ahead and save the changes, and then you'll actually be redirected to this menu, and you'll see that on the side of your name, it'll say submitted for grading. So that's really when you get you're finished with your process, basically. And now to access your grades, right here on top of the course, you'll see grades, and you'll get your name and just the percentage for each of the assignments weekly. So for example, week 1, you'll see your grade for your introduce yourself, your week 1's discussion question, and so on for each of the assignments. Now on to the next set of things that we're going to be looking at on the Learn Center. We're actually going to be looking at the resources and how to access them through the Learn Center. So those resources I was talking about before, so tutor.com, even Grammarly, and so on. So you're going to be looking at the Student Resource Center on the top bar right here, and you're going to get this display. Now, I actually like to go ahead and see, say, important resources, because this will actually provide you the complete layout of resources that CIU gives you. So once you've clicked on important resource, you'll get all of it. You'll get the important resources, writing resources, national resources. So under writing resources, you're going to find a lot of templates that the instructors actually advise you to use. If you have any trouble maybe dominating the AP formatting, which is what we require for your documents, you can always go ahead and access the templates. You can download them and use that for all of your assignments. So you're basically going to get a layout of what to follow and what to include in each of your documents. So it's very, very useful, and it will save you a lot of time if you don't want to go ahead and look into all of the guidelines and the guides that we also provide you access to on the CIU platform. So now scrolling below, we have, like I said, tutor.com. You'll be getting the tutoring service. I can't access the tutor.com because it's only for students, so my access can't actually redirect me to tutor.com. But once you click on it, it'll basically redirect you to the platform, and because it's a direct login, you will see the tutors available at set time, and you just need to communicate with them and submit your documents to whichever tutor that you want to talk with.
And these tutors are there to help. They'll be like reviewing your work, giving you information, insight. Oh, is that what that's for them?
Yes. So for example, if you have a document that you're going to submit and you want someone to review it first before submitting, or you want maybe insight on this idea, or just give you as well a wide array of I don't know, you're thinking about writing about different sets of ideas, or how can I connect them, or stuff like that. And you can always talk to the tutor, and then they will also guide you on what they think is best, depending on the course that you're taking. So it's
right.
very, very useful. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the APA manuals, as I said, if you're not looking to go ahead and dive deep into the APA's guides and whatnot, you can always use the templates, and they're right here. So it'll state whether it's the undergraduate templates or the graduate templates, so you guys would only look at these two for your essays and documents. Now, going down, you'll see that you also get a different links. So it's the CIU student handbook, the transcript request form. So these will normally you will only be using if the registrar contacts you for any sort of additional thing that you need to work on for completing your admissions documentation. But don't worry about these. You'll basically be guided if any of these are needed from you. Now you also get access to our CIU academic calendar. So when you want to go ahead and check when is your next term break, or different set of important dates, you can always go ahead and log in through there. The CIU course catalog, and this one is very important because if you ever have any doubts on whatever topic of the university, the CIU course catalog gives you every piece of information that you need to know, from financial aid to your courses to all of our contact information, everything you can find on there. Some of our policies and the CIU book list. Also, following here, additional to the Student Success Advocate team, you'll actually get access to your advisor. So we have two main advisors here at CIU, and the first one is Eduardo Hernandez and Tina Asian-Minabar. So you also get their contact information, and basically you can always get help through them as well. If you are not finding, or if you're not locating one of us, myself and Alejandra will be available to you in any case. Now, the useful tools. Vital Source is actually just an access to different books online. So through the online library, which I'm going to be looking into in a little bit, your online library will ask you to accept Vital Source, because this is the sort of platform that we use to open up the PDF documents. So it's really not exactly an additional tool, but it's part of the online library. So just so that you know. The Microsoft Office. So here it's actually where you find the tutorials how to access and download the Microsoft 365 package that I was talking about in the beginning. Also, if you want to go ahead into the Grammarly, just steps and activating your account manually. So by yourself, you can always go ahead and head to this, but it's much easier. Just if you request your Grammarly account, we will actually send you a direct link to the Grammarly account to your institutional email, and you'll just have to click on accept and activate. So it's much easier when you actually receive the direct confirmation by us. As I was talking about before, it's a student Turnitin sandbox, and this sandbox is basically, I'm actually going to show you how it looks. So it's basically just how you saw on the weekly assignments data. You'll go ahead and add a new submission, and it'll tell you the percentage of plagiarism that you're making. So you're going to be submitting a new document that you want to be checked on, and then it'll tell you what percentage it's plagiarized, or what you should go back and review. Okay. Now let's go back. Yes.
Good. No, I was saying that's pretty good. So that's something that we can use all the time before we turn in our papers, correct?
Yeah, correct. You'll just basically have to remove the previous submission, and then you can upload whatever document. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then let's go. This is the last part of the Student Resource Center and basically you'll get access to all of the staff directories. So from academics to your advisors, accounting, financial aid, you'll get access to all of it here. So it's very useful to have for sure. If you might as well be wanting to contact someone. Either way, if you don't know who to contact for certain things, you can always come to us, and then we'll also transfer let the different teams know, and they'll get back to you. So don't worry about that. If you're ever confused about who to go to, just come back to us and we can always connect you. I believe that's it for the Learn Center. Let's go back to our presentation. And yes, so the last part that we're going to be reviewing on our presentation here is attendance. And attendance is incredibly important because a lot of students get confused as well on this area. And basically, we're going to be looking at what attendance is and what attendance is not in CIU. And what attendance is actually submitting your academic assignments, engaging consistently with the platform, with your colleagues on the classroom, with your instructors, taking exams, posting your course forms, etc. What attendance is not is just logging in and looking at the content without any active participation. Also, attendance doesn't count as if you're maybe using one of the resources, Grammarly, tutor.com. If you're using those but you're not engaging with the course room, you're not going to be counted as attendance. Let me see. Tom. I'm sorry. I think Tom was kicked out of the room. Okay, Tom. Okay, you joined back. Okay, so basically, and attendance is very, very important to just be aware of attendance and, once again, be consistent with when and how you're logging in, because students who fail to attend 14 consecutive days within a term after the add drop period will be eligible for withdrawal. So get a lot of students that believe that because they may be on the GRC, actually on the DBA program. If you're connecting directly with your instructors and you're sending your work directly to your instructor, sure, you're obviously going to get a grade, but you do need to also upload your documents into the platform. If you're not doing that, you're going to be counted as absent, okay, within our reports. So make sure to do both to get a good grade and not be withdrawn. It's just, having an issue with that. Now, just a recap on our tools. We saw the Trinidad Sandbox, which is a plagiarism checker. We saw Grammarly, our student advisors, obviously, and the Student Success Advocate team, tutoring.com, the Learn Center. The self-paced courses are actually something I did not talk about, and it's good. It's a good reminder because the time that you're going to get access to your course is actually 2 days before the start date. So the weekend before April 5th, you're going to get direct access to your course, and you're going to see GRC 600 or MGT 517 if you're a master's degree student. But if you want to go ahead and look at the platform and how you're going to be engaging with the platform, you actually have the option to go ahead and do a self-paced course. I'm going to show you. That's the last thing that we're going to be looking at on the Learn Center. And basically on the sidebar, you're going to get access to, let's see, where is GRC 600? You're going to get access to the supplementary course resources, and you're going to see down below here, self-paced courses. So once you click on that, you're going to be, I'd recommend to just do the first CIU steps just to get an idea of what your courses will look like. And you'll basically get the layout that we were talking about and when we were looking at on the GRC 600 page. So you're going to get module 1, Learn Center, you're going to get module 2, and basically the layouts, the checklist, the different links to the activities, and it's just really, it will just help you get used to our platform. So this is also an option if you want to go ahead and look around before the start date. The CIU channel, as I told you at the beginning, you're going to get an email from me once the presentation ends with a whole bunch of links, as well as this presentation for reference. And you're going to get a link to the CIU channel, which we upload a bunch of tutorials for the email, for the Learn Center, for the student portal, how to access certain things, how to upload certain things. So it's very, very useful. And then lastly, the ebooks that, as I told you, normally are symbolized on the Learn Center with a little green puzzle piece symbol. And that was it, actually. So if you guys have any questions, this is the time. This orientation really is a general sort of overview of what you're going to be looking at in the platform. You're going to get an additional orientation actually with your chairs, where you're going to be looking at a much more detailed orientation of the programs in itself. But hopefully this was useful. Sorry for the just technical issues that we had at the beginning, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And once again, I am Andrea Varela, and I'm going to be sending those out, and I'm always available if you need help throughout, your program and just getting started with the program. So I'm going to open up, the Q&A. So go ahead.
I have a question, just one question. You just said that our chairs will be going into more in depth with this. When will this happen? Will this happen prior to, or prior to us starting April 5th?
No, this will actually be once you've already begun the program. So the chairs will actually be scheduling different orientations, but when you're already in class. So the GRC 600, the first course is something very basic still, so you won't need a prior orientation to that. But once you actually get into the program and start seeing, everything that you will be doing for the DBA, you will get a different orientation with your chairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, Denise, go ahead.
I noticed that you're recording this particular module and training. Will we have access to it? You'll send it out so we can look at it at our leisure?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Good.
Yeah, for sure. David, do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm fine right now. Thank you.
Okay, great. I think, I'm not sure if anyone else has any questions. As I said, next week you're going to be receiving your credentials. I believe just the admissions teams will have to get through a couple of things for your process to be done. But in the meanwhile, if you ever have any questions, you can either email me or just call me as well. My contact information will be sent out on my signature with these emails. So hopefully you have no issues and everything's smooth for your beginning in April 5th. So I wish you a lot of success and thank you for joining us. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your days.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
All right, thank you.
Bye now.